Hi, this is Azad with BARR Plastics, and these are bulkheads. So we have many different sizes of bulkheads, ranging from ½ inch all the way upwards to 6 inches. These bulkheads are go by many different names. Names from through holes, bungs, and also bulkheads. Materials-wise, we usually carry PVC and polypropylene for materials of bulkheads. Depending on the chemical or the liquid that you're storing, we may recommend one or the other. Gaskets as well. They can range in a variety of different types of gaskets, from EPDM to Viton. These are our bread and butter here at BARR Plastics. They're used on all of our water holding tanks, and all of our bulkheads will come with, in our polypropylene, will come with female pipe thread in the center of it. So when you're going to connect to these bulkheads, you're going to use the inside, the inner thread. Our PVC bulkheads, they can have a range for longer bulkheads to bigger bulkheads to smaller bulkheads, even in the ½ inch. And they can have thread on the inside, or they can also have slip on the inside, which will be a glue-in fitting. You connect it with other PVC fittings, and that's how you make that connection. Our bulkhead sizes, they range in different sizes, and our 6-inch to our larger bulkheads, they really will depend on the diameter of the tank, whether you can go with that size of bulkhead or not. But for these type of solutions, we have many different solutions available, such as welded fittings, such as bolted fittings, and our double bolted flanges fittings as well, which is our most common industrial use fittings. All of our bulkheads are used for food grade or potable conditions. They're all brand new, never been before used, and ready to be installed. Our polypropylene bulkheads are great to use for any water or fire application or rainwater harvesting. They're very inexpensive to use, easy to install, and very universal to make any of your connection points to your garden hose, to your utility pumps. They come in a various amount of sizes. For different bulkhead sizes, they require different tools to be used for installation. Most common tool used for installation would be our hole saw. But for our larger bulkheads, after tracing, you might be able to even use a jigsaw to drill out or cut out your fitting onto the tank and then install your bulkhead. For bulkhead installations, hole saws are our most common tool to be used for installation. You're going to use your hole saw, measure your bulkhead onto the sidewall of the tank. Make sure that surface is completely flat. So you don't want to go too low onto the tank, because you're not going to leave enough room to screw on the nut of this bulkhead and possibly be able to screw on any valve on top of this bulkhead as well. So you want to make sure it's completely flat where you're installing them. And then once you measure, you're going to drill out your hole saw to that desired size of the bulkhead. And then we usually deburr that plastic so that way it's a nice, clean, smooth surface for the bulkhead to be installed. To install our polypropylene bulkheads, please see the link below for the different tools used to complete this installation. When you go to install your polypropylene bulkhead, always make sure your gasket is going to be on the inside of the tank. You're going to fish this fitting through the lid of the tank itself. If your fitting is very large, sometimes those gaskets come out while you're trying to install the bulkhead. Remove your gasket, fish your bulkhead through the actual hole that you drilled from the manway of the tank, and then you can actually fit this gasket through the hole you drilled with your hole saw and have it on the inside of the tank. This is what's going to complete your seal. The thread of a bulkhead is an opposite thread, typically and commonly called a plumber's thread. It isn't meant to have fittings screwed onto it, just the nut that comes with the bulkhead itself. Once you're lining your bulkhead on the bottom of your tank or the top of your desired location, you're going to tighten the nut on the outside of the tank. And once you have it tight by hand, you're going to give it a 1/4 inch turn with a wrench. After installing your bulkhead, it's best to install a valve, especially if that bulkhead's installed at the bottom of your tank, just because if you have any issues in your line, that way you could turn off your valve and secure the liquid that's stored inside. These bulkheads are used in a variety of robust applications, and if you have any damage to your bulkhead, damaging the outer thread or the inner thread, or possibly even the gasket, it's best to replace the bulkhead. Sometimes if you have a crack around the bulkhead, we can always sell you a larger bulkhead, which will provide us to be able to go around that crack and solve your leaking issue. When making a connection to your valve or your bulkhead, always ensure, especially when installing this with plastic tanks, installing a flexible connection. You can use this with a variety of different tools that we have available for here at BARR Plastics. If you need assistance for your upcoming project, please check out our website or give us a call so that way we can recommend the proper fitting for your application.